Purdue University. It's the 2020 BTMVA round robin. Second to last match that'll be on the live stream, featuring two leaders in the conference standings so far, the Purdue Boilermakers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Purdue had an impressive 5-1, 4-1 yesterday, and then beat Michigan State this morning. Minnesota also 4-1 yesterday. They played Wisconsin this morning. I do not know the result of that match, so they could be either 4-2 or also 5-1. An impressive showing from a Minnesota team that was not widely regarded in the preseason as a championship contender in this conference, but they have proved the doubters wrong in a big way. This is both of these two teams' last match of the weekend. 7 matches in 2 days is quite a few. Purdue in black on the near side of your screen, Minnesota in their customary maroon on the far side. Thanks for tuning in live on the Purdue Volleyball YouTube channel. I'm Rob St. Clair. It's been fun to bring you all the matches throughout the weekend. We've got this one followed by Illinois and Iowa after this, and that'll be it until the Big Ten Championships. Purdue's really been able to flex their depth so far in this tournament, using a lot of different lineup options. This time, Victor Souza and Ross Bear, the outside hitters. No Jake Watkins, at least so far, for the Boilermakers. And starting off, serving for us is Daniel Payne, the Minnesota setter. Right away, Minnesota with a chance in transition. And that dig going out of bounds, and a kill from Matt Polfus out of the pipe, number 23 in red. Minnesota, really no visible weaknesses. They're really good on all 3 pins. They're solid out of the middle. I really like their setter. And a stuff block that time by Alec Dixon. Not fooled by Purdue's pipe attack. Another of Minnesota's strengths is that they just consistently play with really high energy. I don't ever see them get down on themselves. I don't ever see the time of day or number of matches in a day affect them. Dumped over by Jack Heron. That pancake play looked like the ball was down, but we'll play on. Free ball for Purdue. Bear tipped into the block and rattles around and falls. Purdue does end up winning the point. And the Boilermakers in black on the near side are on the board. Setter number 20 in black, Jack Heron. Junior from Vernon Hills, Illinois. Runs a really fast offense. Rejected at the net. Ross Bear with the block. Mike Bomrick there as well. And Jeremy Doman is denied. Really good pass from Polfus. Tipped over the top by Dixon, and Bomrick reaches back. Can't keep it off the floor. Jeremy Doman, Chicago suburb native, from Northbrook, with the serve number 14 on the far side. Really fast set to Bear on the right, pretty much no block up, and number 6 in black registers the kill. Ball's coming out to Polfus from Minnesota, and he is roofed by Von Lintel. The big 6'7" German, the 5th-year senior, number 17 in black for Purdue. A little bit of international flavor on this team. Von Lintel went to high school in Munich, and number 10, Victor Souza, grew up in Brazil. Down the line, Sam Whitwer is dug, but unfortunately right into the ceiling, and it falls straight back down on the Boilermaker side. Tell you what, I like number 6 in red, Sam Whitwer, for Minnesota. An undersized opposite, only 6'2", but a really good arm. And a serving substitute this time, number 7, Dom Musato, in to serve for the Golden Gophers. Von Lintel on the right side, crushed cross court. And there's that fast delivery from Heron that we're talking about. one of the fastest offenses I have ever seen at the NCBF level that Purdue likes to run, but they've got to be in system in order to do it. Pulfis down the line, dug by Heron. Chance here for Von Lintel, out of system in transition, tipped into the block and kept alive. Souza on the left side against two blockers. Cross-court, pretty good dig by Cameron Resch, and it rattles around the ceiling. I don't know if that's going to come down. That's going to end up being a replay. Yep, sure enough, that ball is still in the ceiling with no signs of coming down. And we will replay the point. And our officials are going to have to run and quickly grab another game ball, as that one is lost to the ceiling here at the Co-Rec facility in West Lafayette. I'll take the opportunity in this break to thank the Volleyball League of America for providing the software for our live stream. Make sure to give the VLA a follow on Instagram at VLA Volleyball, as well as Facebook, YouTube, the website, all of their online presence. The VLA, the latest and best effort for a domestic professional men's volleyball league in the U.S. If you like watching this volleyball, you're going to love watching that. Season starts in April, runs through the summer. I will be on the mic for that season as well. And while you're following people on Instagram, give me a follow at rstclair1. I'm Rob St. Clair. Thanks for being with us on the live stream all weekend. There we go. We got another volleyball.
Can you tell me where the live stream is on here?
5-4 is the correct score in favor of the Boilermakers, and we're back into action with Bombrick's serve. And the put away out of the middle by big number 4 in red, Derrick Lindquist, 6'11", I think the tallest player on any BTMVA roster. And he will win the size matchup against every other middle in the conference. Whitwer the opposite serving for Minnesota. Von Lintel on the right side, crushed cross court again. Another great delivery from Heron. And Purdue has had no problem being in system and running their offense so far. And they're going to do a little 5-2 substitution with the taller setter Hunter Gross coming in to set for Heron in the front row. Purdue leads 6-5. Lindquist again, dug by Larson. Souza keeps it alive off the ceiling, and Von Lintel could have a swing at this. Pulfis dug easily by Souza. Great defensive read. Bear out of the pipe. And wrist away. A beautiful play by both teams. Terminated by number 6 in black for the Boilermakers. A lot of really high-level volleyball played there. An excellent defensive read by Souza, the Brazilian, in the off-blocker defensive position. Turns into a point on the transition pipe. Von Lintel serving again. Misses that one into the net. And he'll go to the bench, replaced by the defensive specialist, Matt Sarnowski. Matt Pulfis, the 6'3" junior out of Appleton, Wisconsin, to serve for the Gophers. Clips the tape, handled by Larson, but overpassed. Whitwer out of the back row, just out of bounds against no block. That's a big break for Purdue. Pulfis, after that serve, goes to the bench, replaced by Ben Broadstrup, the defensive specialist. Souza serving against Minnesota's rotation 5. And another jump service error by Purdue keeps Minnesota within 1. Perfect pass from Souza. Gross to Noel on the back one. Awesome, tricky offense by Purdue. I like Noel's mix-up and approach path there. Fooled the Minnesota block and got himself an opening. Noel to the bench. Jacob Larson, another Green Bay native, to serve for Purdue. Doman on the left side, rolled over the top of the block, and Bear can't make the defensive play. Nice off-speed offense by number 14 in red. Setter Daniel Payne, the sophomore from Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, to serve for Minnesota. Really underrated setter in the Big Ten scheme of the conference. And crushed cross-court one-on-one by Bear. The two-setter thing, no problem for Purdue so far. Gross after that delivery back to the bench. The back row setter Heron back in to serve. Rotation one receive here from Minnesota. Von Lintel back to the front row to provide some blocking size and offense. I like Alec Dixon here on a good pass in the middle for Minnesota. We'll see if they go there. Short serve takes Doman pretty much out of the offense. Whitwer on the left side into the block, and is that ball in? It is called in by upper... No, actually overruled out of the sideline. It's a kill for Sam Whitwer off the Von Lintel block and out of bounds. Doman with the jump serve. Bears going to have to take an out-of-system swing. Rolled over the top of the block, dug by Resch. Dixon tipped over, dug by Heron. Nice set. Larson to Von Lintel, who's dug, but right on the net, can't be fished out, and that's a Purdue point to get out of rotation one. Nice defensive play that time by Cameron Resch, number 5 in white on the Minnesota side. The sophomore libero. Bear with the float serve, handled easily by Resch. Back to Whitwer down the line off the tape and down. Perfect pass from Larson. Oh, that hyper-fast tempo ball to Souza on the outside may not have quite been high enough. And Souza missed into the top tape. We're tied up at 11. What a set by Heron! My goodness, what a one-handed back delivery. And Von Lintel hammers it down the line. Those guys are going to love watching that play back later. That was awesome. Baumrick to serve for Purdue, up by 1. Lindquist out of the middle. And just too much size on the perfect pass. Taps it to the floor pretty easily. Tied at 12. Pretty high-level set being played here so far. Rotation 3 received for Purdue. Von Lintel, Souza, no, the front row hitters, but it doesn't matter as that float serve drifts long. Front row setter Gross back into the game for Heron. That serve right on the end line and a service ace for Von Lintel of Purdue. Right in the seam between Doman and Resch. Another good float serve. Best Resch can do is about 20 feet, and this is going to be a free ball for the Boilermakers. Gross to Noel off the shoulder of Whitwer. Kept alive, but a net violation can give Purdue a 3-point advantage. Gavin Noel, the freshman middle blocker, number 31 in black, from Muskego, Wisconsin, getting in on the offense, and that's going to call a Minnesota timeout. Largest lead of the set for Purdue, 15-12. Been impressed with this Purdue team all weekend, being level-headed, not really skipping a beat when they use different lineup combinations. The continuity has been really impressive, and that's not easy to do, to have so many interchangeable pieces and maintain a high level. Our first set of this match, we play best 2 out of 3 to 25 points. Must win by 2. Set 3, if we get there, will be played to 15. Von Lintel serving out of the timeout up by 3. Rotation 4 received for the Gophers. That serve just out of bounds and an effective timeout by Minnesota. Von Lintel will go to the bench, replaced by Sarnowski. Serve blasted out of bounds by Pulfus, and he'll go to the bench after the error. Not Minnesota's strongest service game, though, so far. Their match we had on stream yesterday where they beat Illinois 2-0. They were really impressive serving the ball. 16-13 Purdue with Souza to serve. Spatched down the line off of Doman's hands, and this will have to be a free ball. Barely kept alive. Larson to Gross, and Gross wins the joust. Kept alive on the Minnesota side, but that time smoked on 2 cross court by Doman. Nice swing by the senior. Perfect pass by Souza. Inside set to Bear, covered off the block by Larson. This time Souza out of the back row. Beautiful diving play by Resch. That pancake play, I don't think that was made. Yeah, okay. Correctly called down. That ball straight up into the ceiling. Came down with some pace, and Minnesota couldn't quite keep it off the floor. That'll be a kill for Souza out of the back row. And the Purdue lead stays at 3. Perfect pass by Brockstrom. 2-ball set to Doman. Read well by the block, but he rolls it over short of the defense. Nice recognition. Gives Minnesota the side out. Hand pass by Souza. Right on the net. Just won by Gross again. Somebody's in the net there, and it was Minnesota. Called by the down official. Hunter Gross paying some dividends on that front row substitution. He wins just about every at-the-net physical exchange that I've seen this weekend. And now on that side out, he goes to the bench, replaced by Heron. Rotation 1 receive here for Minnesota. Needing a little something here. And the start of it comes on the service error. Gophers trail by 2. Doman was the team's best server against Illinois yesterday morning. Has a good jump spinner. Must serve this ball in. And he doesn't. About 3 or 4 feet long. And the pressure from the service line just has not been there for Minnesota so far. Purdue's lives running the offense, passing the ball has been pretty easy. Float serve coming from Bear. Working on Pulfus. Passed right at the net. Nice high block touch by Von Lintel, but not quite good enough to keep the ball in play. Serving sub Dom Masato in once again. For the Gophers, they trail by 2. It's been a while since they've won a point on serve, though. This will be an out-of-system swing for Souza. Here's an opportunity for the Gophers. Pulfus down the line. Stabbed at by Heron. Von Lintel tipped, dug by Masato. Whitwer cross-court puts it away, plus a net violation. And there's the point on serve Minnesota was looking for right on cue. They trail by 1. Look at the tempo of that set from Heron to Souza. No block in the world is going to be able to keep up with that speed. If Purdue passes the ball that well, Heron will absolutely let it fly to the pins. And an easy one-on-one put away. Purdue leads by 2. It'd be really nice for them to get an insurance point here on the serve of Bomrick. Whitwer on the right side into the block is covered. Doman into the block, picked up by Noel. Von Lintel will send this one over. One-handed delivery to Lindquist, tipped off the block and out of bounds, and Minnesota gets out of the rotation the hard way. (19-20). Von Lintel on the right side hammers that ball cross court again. And the Purdue lead back to 2. Front row setter Gross back in for the Boilermakers. If Purdue keeps siding out at this perfect efficiency, they will win this set by 2. Minnesota needs a point on serve. They've got to side out Von Lintel first. This has been a good service rotation for the Boilers. Nice pass from Polfus. Into the triple block and covered. Oh, right through a small seam. Polfus registers the kill. Big serve coming here from Polfus. Got a good jump spinner. And he misses it short. Big break for the Boilermakers. Polfus to the bench. Victor Souza to serve. And as close as the score has been throughout this set, it just doesn't look like Purdue has really had to break a sweat. I wish I had the numbers on their side-out efficiency. It's got to be through the roof. Good serve by Souza, overpass. This will be a free ball for Larson. Bear into the net and a big missed opportunity for Purdue. Serve coming from the libero Resch. Past the left side of court. This will be Bear against 2 blockers. High and covered. Nice back step from Gross into the block. That ball kept alive. Nice defensive play by Whitwer. Free ball here for Purdue again. This time Noel tipped into the block and covered. That ball's out of bounds. This set is tied. What a defensive play by number 6 in red, Sam Whitwer, and right back. Pancaking that tip shot. And it turns into a Minnesota point. We are tied at 22. Souza not ready for that pipe attack. Minnesota can take the lead. But Dixon is rejected by Bear. Crucial help block from the left side blocker there for Purdue. 23-22 now. Doman into the block, covered on the Minnesota side. Out of system swing coming here for Doman again. Tight, tipped over the top, picked up by Bear. Huge point here for Purdue, and Souza puts it away out of the pipe. Great set choice from Hunter Gross. And Minnesota going to call their second and final timeout, about to face 2 set points. Purdue with a chance to get on the board in this match when we come back after the break. Set point serve coming for Jacob Larson out of the timeout. Just long. But that was the easy part for the Golden Gophers. Now the hard part to send this to extras, to win one on the serve of Daniel Payne here. Rotation 6 receive here for Purdue. Only 2 front row hitting options, but also Souza on the pipe. Payne float serve handled by Bear. Bear on the left side is rejected. And we've got overtime for you here in set 1. Sam Whitwer on the block. Tied up at 24. One of the teams has got to win by 2 to take this set. Perfect pass from Bear. Slide attack to Bomrick off the block and out of bounds. You don't see that slide that much in the men's game. But I like it as a way of spacing the floor when you don't have a back row right side hitting option. Keeps that left side blocker really honest. And now Purdue with another set point, but this time they're going to have to earn it on the serve of Heron. Working on Broadstrup down the line. Dixon over the top of the block. Oh, but a really good chance for Purdue, negated by a net violation. And Minnesota stays alive. Deuce set again, tied at 25. Important serve here coming for Doman and Minnesota. This one he keeps in. Passed perfectly by Souza. Bear on the right side is rejected by Polfus. And Minnesota with their first set point. They have clawed all the way back. They've fought off 3 set points so far. They need one now on the serve of Jeremy Doman to take this set. High pass by Larson. Outside to Von Lintel, through the block and down, and we're tied once again. Purdue with a crucial side out there, but now trailing by effectively half a point. Whitwer on the right side over the block, dug by Bear, but couldn't be fished out of the net by Bomrick, and another set point coming up for Minnesota. Purdue, the reigning Big Ten champions, on the verge of finishing in first place on the weekend, but not if Minnesota has anything to say about it. They also are towards the top of the standings. Souza on the left side, smartly off the block and out of bounds, and another set point saved. This, by the way, a rematch of the 2015 Big Ten championship match won by Purdue. Lindquist is... Oh, I thought that was a stuff block, but no. Lindquist beat the block of Noel, and that ball falls on the Purdue side. Another set point for Minnesota. This time it's Whitwer. Noel tipped, kept alive by Whitwer, but that ball's going out of bounds, and another set point saved. We're going deep into extra points here at 28 apiece. This has been a very good service rotation for Purdue. Could they retake the lead? Nice serve, working on Resch. High ball set outside to Polfus, through the block, dug by Larson. Purdue in transition to Souza, through a small seam and down. And another set point coming up for the Boilermakers, 29-28. Really good pass by Resch again. Lindquist into the block. Souza for the set, and he's rejected by Lindquist. That set a little bit too far inside. Souza nowhere to go and rejected by the big 6'11" Lindquist. Tied up at 29. Pipe set to Bear, swatted back down but covered. Sent over by Heron and picked up. Souza all the way to Von Lintel on the right side out of the back row. Was that touch? No, it was not. Set point Minnesota. 30-29 in a barn burner game one. Good pass by Bear. And tipped to the floor by Noel on the 31. Purdue stays alive again. How deep are we going to go here into extra points in set one? Souza serving this time. Purdue out of substitutions. Von Lintel still in the back row. Heron in the front row. Good serve by Souza. Doman on the left side, dug by the chest of Souza. Bear for the lead, tipped over the block and dug. Pulfis out of the back row. Somehow squeaks that through the block and down, and Minnesota will have another set point. It'll be Cameron Resch, the Minnesota libero. Rotation 5 receive here for Purdue. Nice pass from Larson. Noel into the net, and the hitting error will give set 1 to the Golden Gophers. 32-30 the final score. Crazy set 1 volleyball here in the last match of the weekend for these two teams. And a lot more to be played. We'll be back in a minute with set number 2. Set number 2 coming your way. Minnesota took the first in a thriller, 32-30. And Purdue making some changes. Pace Balster into the match, Jake Watkins into the match for the Boilermakers. More firepower, more size. Proving that this match really means a lot to both teams. Purdue's had a pretty prescribed plan for lineups going into most of these matches, which they have stuck to very rigidly, but not this time. This match too important. No visible changes so far for the Golden Gophers. This is a big front row right now for Purdue. 6'7" Von Lentil, 6'6" Watkins, 6'5" Balster. See if they can start the set off with a couple blocks. Dixon dug by Larson. And sent over by Heron. That's going to be a double contact. Good call. And a missed opportunity there for Purdue. Sends setter Daniel Payne back to the line. Been really impressed with the offense that Payne has run this weekend. Beautiful set from Heron. And tapped down the line off the tape by Watkins. See how long it takes him to get warm coming off the bench here in set number 2. The reigning Big Ten most valuable player will go back to serve. Just missed the corner in the deep cross court. Pulfis to serve, getting the signal from his coach to go for the jump serve. I like that aggressiveness. Good serve, but a beautiful pass by Larson. Bear tapped over, picked up by Broadstrup, who's standing to play the front row. Pulfis just out of bounds on the pipe attack. Rescues Purdue. And we're tied up at 2 apiece. Number 3, Ben Broadstrup, playing 6th rotation outside hitter, this time in place of Doman. And a bad service error that time by Pace Ballster. Service sub Masato comes in again for the Gophers. See if he tries to float serve short. No, goes at Watkins. Perfect pass off the platform. And tap to the 4 by Bomrick, who gives up on the roster 10 inches in size to Derrick Lindquist. But Bomrick's speed was enough that time to put away the kill. Setter for setter substitution again employed in this set by Purdue. Hunter Gross coming in, slightly bigger blocker. Lindquist out of the middle, hammered wrist away, but just out of bounds. Purdue takes the lead 4-3 on the miss. Broadstrup on the left side into the tape down the line and dug. Bear sneaks that one through the block of Whitworth, and another point on serve for the Boilermakers. Broadstrup had a nice look there down the line, but maybe a little cold. Couldn't execute the put away. Von Lintel with the jump serve. It's been a good rotation. Working deep on Resch. And that ball out of bounds, it hits the net outside the antenna. It's going to be an ace for the 5th-year senior German. Rejected. Lindquist into the block of Bomrick and Gross. And that Purdue block and the Purdue 4-point lead are going to trigger Minnesota's first timeout. 7-3 the score, but Purdue trails by a set. Out of the timeout, Von Lintel continues to serve against Minnesota rotation 3. This ball's coming out to Broadstrup on the left side. Nice cross-court swing. What a beautiful dig by Gross. He's actually going to get the swing on this ball. Rolled over the top and picked up nicely by Resch. Pipe attack to Pulfis. Not kept alive for long, and Minnesota sides out after the timeout. Whitworth to serve for the Gophers. Payne the setter to the front row. Float serving in the net that time. Minnesota just not really on their serving game so far in this match. but they were able to find points in other areas and eventually claw 2 points ahead and set one 32-30. Another pass to the left side of the court by Pulfus. Broadstrip over the top of the block. Dug by Bear. Watkins on the left. Smoked down the line off of Whitwer into the side wall. Nice crossbody pull by Watkins. And Purdue up by 4. Broadstrip down the line off the tape again. Dug by the DS. Sarnowski. Run down by Bear. Free ball sent over. Whitwer out of the back row. Way out of bounds. Missed contact. And the Purdue lead grows to 6. 10-4. Lindquist out of the middle. That ball missed out of bounds again. Poor hand contact. And now the Minnesota offense really searching for answers. Rotation 4, 2 front row hitters. Broadstrip hasn't quite been terminal. The other 2 hitters have made some errors. Payne to Broadstrip again on the left, and that is an incredible swing down the line. But an awkward landing by Broadstrip, and he is still down on the floor. Broadstrip is going to be helped off the floor here by some of his teammates, finally up off the ground. They're going to get him to the trainer's office on site here at Purdue. About to get ready to get back to action. Doman off the bench replaces the injured Broadstrip, but the atmosphere in this gym now completely different. Five serving 11. What a set from Gross to Bomrick. rescued with one hand as it ran towards the net. And Purdue up by 7 with a chance to really put the pedal down here to force a set 3. Pulfis off the tape down the line, dug by Von Lintel. No, it's Sarnowski, excuse me, with a nice defensive play. And it turns into a Purdue point with a roll shot by Jake Watkins. (32-30). Float serve handled by Resch's hands. Lindquist out of the middle. Through the block of Balster and down on the Purdue side. Seen the Purdue middle blockers get beaten by that several times. They're just not penetrating over the net fast enough. Nice wrist away action by Balster, but missed just wide of the sideline. And a little miniature run here by Minnesota brings it within 6. Ace serve, Cameron Resch. Knuckled right between the seam of Sarnowski and Bear. Minnesota still trails by 5, but starting to pick up some momentum. Watkins pounded down the line, no doubt about that one. Oh, the short serve by Heron, just barely too short. Failed to clear the tape. The setter Payne serving for the Golden Gophers. Balster wrist away again, this time right on the sideline. Excellent delivery from Heron. And the serve of Watkins now really has a chance to put this set out of reach. Rotation 1 receive for Minnesota. Ace serve right on cue. Right in the seam and on the end line. Watkins doing some damage. 16 serving 9. Another good serve. This time pretty good pass by Pulfis. 31 set to Dixon, kept alive on the tip. Free ball coming here for Minnesota. Dixon again, this time cross-body right on the sideline. That ball was close, but called in by the line judge. Beautiful pass by Larson. But Bear is rejected by Whitworth. Tried to pull it down the line. A really nice reach out towards the pin by number 6 in red. Closes the door. Crushed crossbody by Balster. Coming off his right sideline there in rotation 2. Balster will go back to serve up by 6. Beautiful set by Payne. Dug in the cross court by Heron. Bear on the left side, high into the hands, and a centerline violation called against Pace Balster of Purdue. That's a good call. Minnesota will take the point. Service sub Masato. And again for Minnesota working on Bear. Perfect pass. Von Linzel on the right. That ball maybe a little bit underset and missed into the net. The deficit trimmed to 4. And this set definitely not over yet. Purdue with a little bit work to do still. Another misconnection on the set, but a big net violation committed by the Golden Gophers will bail Purdue out. After the net violation, Von Linzel, the back row, to serve up by 5. Another ball into the net, this time by Whitwer of Minnesota. (19-13) now. Off the tape, handled by Resch. Lindquist cross body and another swing into the net. I think that's 3 in a row by the two teams combined. Now at 20-13, this set's pretty much over. Looks like we're going to 3. Doman with a nice swing down the line out of system, and it turns into a kill. Really nice work by number 14 in red, getting his feet behind that ball and making good hand contact. Gigantic stuff block. That might be the biggest block of the weekend. Wow. Lindquist and Doman absolutely built a house around Mike Baumrick that time. Not a good set choice by Hunter Gross. But that momentum comes to a screeching halt on the service error by Whitwer. Doman splits a small seam. Nice high swing on the outside. Deficit is 5. Passed well to the right side of court by Sarnowski. Pipe set to Bear. Dug by Whitwer. Payne's going to run this down. That's set way too far outside the antenna and couldn't be brought back by Pulfis. Served by Larson. Lindquist on the back one. Cross body. And off the defender and out of play. Minnesota now going pretty much point for point with Purdue. But the hole probably too big to dig out of. 17-22. Bad pass. All the way outside to Pulfis. Dug by Sarnowski. Watkins down the line again. This time pulled out of bounds. No touch. 18-22. Ballster blocked out of the middle but covered. Watkins got to put this ball away and he can't. Miss into the net. A timeout's going to come here from the Boilermakers. The deficit down to 3. Purdue trying to stop the bleeding. Needing somebody to put a ball away inside out. Minnesota with some momentum, down by 3 coming out of the timeout. Really good pass by Bear. Watkins again, this time off the block of Payne. A diving Whitwer sends it into the ref stand and out of bounds. Nice timeout by Purdue, and they lead again by 4. 2 more points needed to force game 3. Pulfis down the line. I think off the head of Gross. Nice swing by number 23 in red. Nice grab by Gross high off the net. The block is covered. Pipe is dug beautifully by Resch and put away by Dixon. Wait, what incredible jumping save by Watkins. Still alive, Minnesota on the free ball. Pulfis tipped over. Kept alive, another free ball. Whitwer on the right. Down the line, another dig by Larson. Another free ball for Minnesota. And a hitting error committed by Pulfis. What a defensive series of plays by the Purdue Boilermakers. Jacob Larson, man, number 3 in white, flying all over the floor. And an equally good defensive jumping platform save by Jake Watkins, who goes back to serve with set point. Just missed the corner again by inches. One set point save. 21-24 now, Minnesota trails. Float serve down the line at Bear. Von Lintel through the block, dug out by Resch, but it'll hit the side wall, and that'll do it for set number 2. Purdue wins at 25-21 after dropping the first deep in extra points, and we're headed to a game 3. We'll be right back for the quick sprint tiebreaker to 15. Stay tuned. Set number 3 coming your way. Quick sprint to 15 points. Still must win by 2. Teams will change sides when the first team reaches 8. Minnesota with serve. It'll be Daniel Payne first off. Looks like no changes for either team. Nice tip by Balster out of the middle. And the zone 4 tip. A running joke with the Purdue team out of the middle. Shoutouts to Dom Sciartino. Heron in to run the show from the center position. Perfect pass by Pulfis. Dixon off the net. Scooped up by Larson, but not for long. We're tied at 1. Jump serve by Doman. Beautiful pass by Larson. Von Lintel on the left, high into the hands and out of play. Man, Jacob Larson is putting on a passing and defending clinic really all weekend. Got to give the liberos some love. Such an important part of every high-level volleyball team. Nice fight off of a pass by the Minnesota libero, Resch. And Pulfis through the block and out of bounds. Off the touch. Point for the Gophers, tied at 2. Perfect pass by Larson again. And turned on crossbody by Balster off of Payne and out of bounds. Both teams siding out perfectly so far. Whitwer is stuffed by Bear on the roll shot on the right side. And the first point on serve of set 3 taken by Purdue. New middle blocker into the game here, number 16, Zamalan Batbayar, the Mongolian. 6'6" senior from Ulaanbaatar. He replaces Derrick Lindquist. Perfect pass by Doman. Pulfis is roofed by Von Lintel. What a block by the German 5th-year senior. And Purdue now up by 3. Every point on serve magnified so much in a game only to 15. And 2 in a row here for the Boilermakers. Whitwer with a really nice restorative swing down the line for Minnesota. Whitwer will go to the bench, replaced by the serving sub Masato. Watkins out of the pipe, handled easily by Resch, and the pineapple by Payne, barely kept alive by a diving Watkins. Played into the ceiling, it's going to fall on the Purdue side. Nice choice by Payne. Front row setter throwing a pineapple there into the back corner. Minnesota back within 1. Bomrick is rejected but kept alive. And the joust won by Batbayar, but a net violation committed by Minnesota. Give the point back to Purdue. That is a big call. And no argument from the Minnesota players. Von Lintel to serve. Beautiful dig in middle back by Watkins, tipped over by Bear, and the joust won by Bear. Beating the setter Daniel Payne. The score now 7-4 Purdue. Short jump serve, it'll end up being an ace for Luca Von Lintel. Teams will change sides with Purdue reaching 8 points. Von Lintel continue to serve against Minnesota's rotation 4. Whitwer remains on the bench, replaced by the DS Dom Losada, so no right side offensive option for Minnesota right now. And after the side change, Minnesota's going to use a timeout to talk some more over. Purdue looking in command here, 8-4. Von Lintel serving out of the timeout, 8-4. Good serve right on Resch's platform, right on the net. But a nice grab by Daniel Payne. Setting up Botbayar, no violation called on ball handling. And Minnesota gets out of it after the timeout. Sarnowski, replaces Von Lintel for Purdue. Watkins out of the pipe, has to send over a free ball. Big chance here for the Gophers. Doman on the left side. Rattled around the block and out of bounds. And Minnesota within 2. Ace serve right on the end line. And Minnesota is right back in this thing. Only down by 1. Ace serve by Matt Pulfus at a critical time. Hasn't had his best serving stuff for most of this match, but his coach giving him the green light to go for it here. And it paid off in a big way. Purdue needs a side out at a rotation 4 with only 2 front row hitting options and just barely out of bounds wide of the sideline. Put away with authority by Zamilan Botbayar. Nice grab by Payne again. I love watching front row setters and the creativity in dealing with tight balls. Several different choices to attack or set, one hand, two hand, whatever. Our first look at number 17 and is a serving specialist here for Minnesota. Watkins is dug in the cross court. This will have to be a free ball here. Watkins again is roofed by Dixon. The Minnesota triple block ties the setup at 9. Purdue has got to get through these next 2 rotations to get Herron back to the service line. Good pass from Larson. Watkins again down the line off the edge of the defense and out of bounds in a crucial swing from the reigning Big Ten MVP. Larson to serve. Now the lead only 1. Doman, really good block touch by Herron. Watkins for a 2-point lead, and he gets it off the block and out of bounds. Great block touch by Herron and a good subsequent dig allowed the offense to run on all cylinders. 11 serving 9 for the Boilermakers. Ace serve, Jacob Larson. That float serve absolutely dropped off a cliff after it cleared the net. That was nasty. Now the lead back up to 3. Surprising there's no timeout from Minnesota here. Doman cross court right on the sideline. I think that's a good call. Crucial put away there from Jeremy Doman. Payne working on Sarnowski. Inside set to Watkins. High off the top of the block. That's going to be run down by Resch, but into the back wall and out of bounds. Purdue leads 13-10. And barring a catastrophe for the Boilermakers, they are looking at a 6-1 finish on the weekend. Heron serving with Von Lintel back into the front row. Really good pass from Pulfis. Dixon dug by Larson. Tapped over by Balster. Whitwer on the left side, through the block of Von Lintel somehow and down. And Minnesota not done yet. Crucial serve here, coming from the senior Jeremy Doman. Gotta serve in. Pretty good pass from Bear. Watkins on the right side, hammered cross court. And match point coming up. 14-11, Watkins with the honors. And the match point claps are going to be interrupted by a Minnesota timeout. 14-11, Purdue 1 point away. Minnesota needing to side out a very good server and then win 2 more points to force extras. But they did something similar in set 1, ended up clawing back and winning 32-30. This is not over yet. Now the gym once again erupts with claps out of the timeout. Watkins for the match. A serve! And in emphatic fashion, Purdue cements at least a tie for first place on the weekend at 6-1. An impressive, commanding defense of their Big Ten title by the Purdue Boilermakers, playing at home, dropping only 1 match on the weekend. An equally impressive weekend by Minnesota. I'm not sure if they ended up at 4-3 or 5-2, but regardless, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with when we contend for the Big Ten championships at Northwestern in a couple weeks. Thanks for tuning in with me after that marathon of a match. I'm Rob St. Clair. Going to have one more match live streamed for you on the day. That'll be Iowa and Illinois before we all head home. Gonna grab a quick Purdue interview and then we'll kill the stream. Next one will be live in about 10 or 15 minutes. Thanks for joining us. Jake Watkins, what's up, buddy?
What's up, bud?
Nice match.
Thank you.
Came in off the bench after that 32-30 like barn burner set 1, and then you guys kind of rolled. What do you think was the difference?
We really eliminated our errors, and that was one thing we wanted to work on, was just cutting down on our errors, because we gave them a lot of points that first set, and by cutting down on that and bringing up our energy as well, we were able to overcome the second set, and then, as you can see, overcome third as well.
So on the weekend, I was really impressed by how you guys were able to play so many different lineup combinations, but not really lose like your team continuity. Or I was really impressed by how all the parts were so interchangeable. Can you talk to me about how that works?
During practice, whenever we generally scrimmage towards the end of practice, we always never have the same lineup, and one team is generally beats the other, and it's never the same people.